I am so excited right now, guys, because we have the brand new debut of what did we expect coming from the Unova tour. If you guys are stay tuned to my content, you know exactly what might be coming, and it's actually going to be a fact. The black and the white Kyurem are making their debut at the Unova tour in Pokemon Go. So we have the fusions for the first time ever entering the game, and these Pokemon are strong, they're exciting, they're gonna have exclusive moves, and we're gonna jump into all those details in this video. So welcome to the Trainer Club. Here we go. If you guys are not registered for the Unova tour and you're somewhere around LA and you want to go, I suggest you guys go there. I will definitely be there. I am already booked and on my way tomorrow. I'm just kidding. But when the time does come, I will be there. I'm very excited about this because the black and the white Kyurem are making their way into Pokemon Go. The fusions are going to be there. It's going to be the same mechanism as they did Necrozma, which I already anticipated that this was going to happen because these fusions are highly anticipated. They're very, very cool Pokemon, and obviously they're part of the Unova region. And it's going to be the Reshiram combined with the Kyurem, or the Zekrom combined with the Kyurem, which makes the white and the black version. And these Pokemon are going to be Dragon and Ice type combinations, potentially going to be some of the strongest ice types in the game, which also still poses the question, do you think we will ever see Fusion Shadow legendary Pokemon in Pokemon Go? That might be too strong of a combination. I don't exactly know, but let me know what in the comments what you guys think. So let's start off with the thing that everybody can play, which is going to be the global that's going down on March 1st and March 2nd. Where are you guys going to be playing that global event? Will it be local, or are you going to go to a community that's going to be a little bit bigger? Because if you guys are in a small area, I suggest that you at least go to a little bit more populated of an area so you guys have more chances to get more of these Pokemon, and you guys can participate in a community. So check out the Community Ambassador program to try to find something that may be more suitable for you. The event is going down from 10 until 6 p.m. Join millions of trainers across the world for the Pokemon Go Unova Tour Global. Take part in this worldwide event inspired by the Unova region, featured in Pokemon Black and Pokemon White on the Nintendo DS. There is no ticket required for this participation. However, there is obviously going to be some enhancement that you may consider doing. So this is an exciting time. And what are we all waiting for? That is going to be the brand new black and the white combination. Let's check out what the details are. So the black and the white Kyurem are going to make their debut in Pokemon Go with the fusions. And the fusion are going to be the same thing that we have seen with the Necrozma, so it's going to be a pretty similar dynamic as we have seen in the past. More than likely, we'll find out here in a second, we're going to be battling these fused Pokemon, and then we will be able to get the energy, which will then allow us to fuse these Pokemon. Does anyone feel a chill in the air? Black and white Kyurem will make their Pokemon Go debut during the Pokemon Go Unova Tour. All trainers will experience these forms of Kyurem through the phenomenon known as Pokemon Fusion. Trainers will have a chance to learn more about these forms of Kyurem in the event exclusive special research story. So how is this going to work? Well, we're going to use these Pokemon. We're going to have the Fusion Energy. We'll have the Volt Fusion Energy, which will be the combination of the Kyurem as well as the Zekrom, and that's going to allow the DNA to splice between the Pokemon to give an altered appearance. And then for the white version, it's going to be Blaze Fusion Energy that will be able to allow that fusion DNA to happen to give out the altered appearance right there. So the one thing to mention is that you cannot transfer this to Pokemon Home, and you cannot transfer it elsewhere or trade them when they're in their fused form. So you will have to have them already pre-traded before it goes in here. Trainers will have the opportunity to catch Kyurem in its unfused form after defeating black or the white Kyurem in the raids. The black Kyurem will fuse. It's going to take 1000 Volt Energy, 30 Kyurem Candy, and 30 Zekrom Candy. And then the white will do the exact opposite with Blaze Fusion Energy and 30 Kyurem Candy and 30 Reshiram Candy. And the fused form, similar to as the Necrozma, pretty much exactly the same, will stay in its fused form until there is going to be a separation that a trainer initiates. So it will be a permanent thing unless you initiate an unfusion, if for instance you want to change out one of those fusion forms for something else. And there's going to be special backgrounds being released. So similar to as we did see with the Necrozma when it did have the wormholes, and then you were able to fuse it with the other background of the Solgaleo or the Lunala, and it created a new background. If you have the opposing backgrounds for the Kyurem and the Reshiram or the Zekrom, and they fuse them together, it's going to create a specifically different background that will only happen fusing both of those backgrounds together. So for all you fun-loving, background-hunting people, that's going to be what it is. And more than likely, it's going to take the exact same thing as in the past, the Necrozma took the IVs. In this one, it's going to be the Kyurem more than likely that will have the IVs going into this fusion. And then we're going to have the fusion, which will unlock even stronger attacks for these Pokemon, which is something that we did not anticipate happening from up front from myself. When I was looking at these Pokemon in the movesets originally, before these other fusions happened, I was like, okay, well, you know, if it does get Blizzard and whatnot, it's going to be pretty strong, like, wow. But these Pokemon are probably going to be on par with the strength of Necrozma fusions, where you're just like, oh my goodness, these Pokemon are extremely strong. So these potentially are some game-breakingly strong Pokemon here. The Black Kyurem is going to get Freeze Shock. After fusing Zekrom with Kyurem that knows the charge attack Glaciate, Glaciate will transform into the charge attack Freeze Shock. Freeze Shock will change back to Glaciate when Zekrom is separated. And the White Kyurem is going to get Ice Burn. After fusing Reshiram with Kyurem that knows the charge attack Glaciate, Glaciate will transform the charge attack to Ice Burn and will then go back when it is separated. And so if you do get a snapshot from this Pokemon and you guys are like, well, maybe Smeargle can get this move, it cannot get this move from the snapshot. Okay, so looking at this Pokemon, it seems as if there is not going to be any type of requirement. So if you do have a Kyurem out there that is good with Glaciate, that is going to be the ticket to be able to get these exclusive moves on this Pokemon. And I do believe that you can Elite TM Glaciate onto this Pokemon, so that is going to be something that is going to be a must-have for this Pokemon here. And collecting the energy is going to work the exact same as the Necrozma. Once you fight these Pokemon, you will get the energy. And if you guys do want this early, you're going to have to either go to Taipei City or you're going to have to go to Los Angeles to be able to complete these raids, which will give you a jump start on these fused Pokemon, which makes me so incredibly excited. I love Ice-type Pokemon. You combine an Ice and a Dragon-type Pokemon, or along with Zekrom and Reshiram, which are already epic Pokemon, this is going to be such a cool Pokemon here. And let's not forget that we are going to be getting the shiny Meloetta with a Masterwork research. So more than likely, you will not be able to complete this Masterwork research in a day. Usually there's some type of time limit that's going to get it for you later in the day, but we will see. But we finally have the shiny Meloetta. Man, okay, I do have a Hundo Meloetta, so if I was able to get a Shundo Meloetta to match that, that would be incredibly cool. I'm not gonna hold my breath, but I would love to see that happen. And then we're gonna get the shiny Deerling making its way into Pokemon Go, and don't forget that there are 4 forms of this Pokemon that you have to look out for. And let's not forget that we are gonna be getting 10-kilometer eggs featuring the Bouffalant, the Maractus, as well as the Sigilyph. Those ones will have their shiny forms in those eggs, so in the Unova Tour, I am going to be going in with all open egg spots, and then I will be having all of the bonuses so that I can go through and I can have the best time ever hatching these Pokemon for surely, because I do want all of their shinies like we have had in the past tours. And then as far as going after these Pokemon, if you guys are going to be doing raids, we're going to have both of the Zekrom and Reshiram, and then we will also be having the Black and the White Kyurem, which will then turn into Kyurem when catching these Pokemon. And obviously, like we talked about, we are going to have these special backgrounds. The Zekrom can get the black inspired background, the Reshiram can get the white inspired background, and then the Kyurem can get either of them. And in order to make that cool, which is going to be what's going to make it a little bit rarer, special background, you have to have the opposing backgrounds. So you'll have to have the Zekrom with the black, and then the Kyurem will have to have the white for that fusion to make it to the black Kyurem in Pokemon Go to have that cool background, and then the opposite, the white Reshiram that is only going to be white, and then the Kyurem with the black background to be able to get that cool thing. So please make sure to try to get those backgrounds if it is something you desire. They are really cool. They don't make that Pokemon any stronger, but they are very cool at that. And for the global, we're going to have a change up. The Winter Cavern will be from 10 to 11 and from 2 to 3. The Spring will be from 10 to 12 and 3 to 4. The Summer will be 10 to 1 and 4 to 5. And the Autumn will be from 1 to 2 and 5 to 6. And for the Winter Caverns, we're going to get Oshawott, Roggenrola, Woobat, Drillbur, Tortuga, Minchino, Vanillite, Winter Deerling, Joltik, Clink, Tynamo, Axew, Cubchoo, and Cryogonal. And then we are also going to be featuring the Hilbert, Hilda, Nate, and Rosa Pikachu hat variants as well. So the Pikachus are going to remain constant. The one thing that we are going to take away about all of these spawns is that in the winter habitat, we will have the winter Deerling. The spring is going to have the spring, the summer will have the summer, and the autumn will have the autumn. So that's going to be your best bet to try to get those winter, spring, summer, and autumn Deerling shinies in Pokemon Go. So please grind grind out for those, and every time you see them, try to get that shiny. And then the 2-kilometer eggs are going to feature Roggenrola, Timber, Carablast, Shelmet, and Larvesta. And then the 5-kilometer eggs, I do not have those as of right now making this video, and all the other spawns I don't have as well. If you guys do want the full spawn list, go to PokemonGoLive.com and check those out. But the main takeaways is that Larvesta will be in 2 kilometers, it's going to be in 5 kilometers, and probably will be in 10 kilometers as well. But the 10 kilometers is going to be mostly focused on those regional Pokemon. And then let's not forget about the unknown spawns that will be the U, N, O, V, and A, all with the shinies out. And there's going to be some fun-filled research with all the Pikachus in there. You will have the Basculins in there, the red and the blue striped, and then all the Deerlings will be featured in there as well. And then as far as the bonuses in the game, there's going to be half hatch distance, which is going to be amazing for us. If you do get the egg experience add-on, it's going to be 1/4 hatch distance for sure. All trainers will be able to get 6 special trades for the day and half Stardust cost, and that's going to go from midnight to midnight. Well, basically 12 o'clock all the way to 11:59 and 59 seconds. And then obviously there's going to be routes as well, and I do believe that the routes will probably feature that white striped Basculin that we have seen in the past. All right, so that's everything for the global. The in-person event is going to be pretty much the same, but there might be a small amount of variation. So the fusions, the Meloetta, and the Deerling will operate as the same. And don't forget that if you guys do go to the Unova tours in person, you will not get a second chance at a shiny Meloetta. Going into that next weekend, what you will get is candy encounters instead. However, what you will get here that you're not going to get from the global is going to be the backgrounds, and everybody loves those backgrounds. They are so incredibly cool, and this time we'll definitely have a different background than the last, as they did do with the New York City. They do change them up a little bit as well. So there's also going to be research that will get you Zekrom and Reshiram in the park, and then also it will feature all of the Thundurus, Landorus, as well as the Tornadus coming into the game as well, not in their Therian forms, but in their incarnate forms, at least from what the picture says. But the one thing is that if you do get the citywide add-on, there's going to be field research throughout the city. It will feature the Pokemon such as Purloin, Pidove, Boldore, Woobat, Timber, Tympole, Sandile, Darumaka, Darmanitan, Scraggy, Sigilyph, Joltik, Ferroseed, and Clink. And these ones will be featured throughout the city, and you can get special backgrounds on these as well, and I'm really looking forward to that Sandile. And the bonuses of this event will feature increased chance of encountering shiny Pokemon, half hatch distance, up to 6 special trades, half Stardust cost, and up to 9 daily raid passes per day from spinning Pokestops and gyms. And then the party play will feature Throh, Sock, Heatmore, and Durant throughout the entire event. And then all throughout the city, there's going to be special Mestro Pokestops that are going to be feature Shadow Pokemon that are going to include Roggenrola, Drillbur, Timber, Joltik, Litwick, and Golett. And then these are going to drop special 12-kilometer eggs, which will feature Sandile, Mienfoo, Pawniard, and Volibeye. And then let's not forget about the blue and the red striped Basculin that will be in the routes. And New Taipei City is going to be very similar as well. So if you guys do like something in this, let me know in the comments below. If there's something that you're most looking forward to, let me know. I can't wait to see you guys in Los Angeles, and then we're gonna do the global tour. I don't know where I'm doing the global tour yet. As of right now, it's gonna be somewhere in California, but that can always change. So thank you guys for being here as always. Love and appreciate you guys. I'm gonna see you guys out on the next video. Peace. I want to take this time to thank everybody who supports me in every facet. It means the world to me, and an extra special thank you to all my Patreons. I greatly appreciate the extra support to continue to allow me to pursue Pokemon Go full time, allowing me to create my daily video uploads in the most timely fashion for everyone's benefit. Plus, I get the amazing experience of sharing my creative processes behind the scenes and raiding all around the globe with select upper tiers. Thank you everybody for being a part of the Trainer Club. You all mean the absolute world to me, and I will see you guys out on the next video.